Hello and welcome to the channel. Unfortunately, the gimbal is not working for some reason. I think it's probably the battery. So it's working now. I think it's probably the battery. I think. So I usually sort of plug it in when I get home. So I don't have the battery pack with me. So I'm not exactly sure if... It's probably because I'm not totally understanding the meaning of the little lights on it. It's a pity because can't really do a video without it now, although I used to do videos without it before, but they're really bad and jittery and just not up to it. So I suppose what we're seeing here is incompetent preparation. That was dim, wasn't it? So I'm going to do, I go home, get the battery, charge it up, come back out. Well, oh dear. So my plan was to go walk, do a big walk round the Kerse, or Kerse, whatever it's called, the Kerse of Stirling. So it's funny because the light's blue and it's grey. I don't understand it exactly. It didn't want to set itself up. This is Balquidderock wood. It was behaving in a funny manner. So it's a wet morning, so I just had to get out and get the exercise. So it's very easy to get into negative loops on the internet. So yesterday the Volkswagen T4 UK parts for sale Facebook, something like that. So basically what is it really bothering me? Well, you get women, this is a bigger picture, going on complaining about things, and you get men accommodating them. So I got shot down in flames, and what actually happened was, there's this woman, she wasn't being honest, she was putting on that she bought a Volkswagen for this guy, and she named him Robert Fernandez, and she wasn't being truthful about the actual terms of the deal. But if you read the comments, so this is I got a little bit over into this. I got a lot of hate, and she kept attacking me every time I was talking. So what it turns out is, she actually bought it as a project from this guy. So she was, defaming him on Facebook. So, and the amount of people, men, supporting her, and women, when I could see clearly, quite clearly, it was I was able to see quite clearly that it was a bit of manipulation. It was dishonest, and it wasn't appropriate. So in the end, I just thought, why am I arguing with these idiots? So I went and deleted all my comments and left that group. So I think it is probably the most healthy thing to do, because you're not actually going to win anything arguing with people on Facebook. It's not going to do any good. So that's I think I spent far too much of my time and energy looking at that. Basically, the rules are quite simple when you're selling things, and I do it quite a lot. You make it clear, and if you're selling vehicles, you know, you make it fundamentally clear. So what happens is people will tell white lies or be slightly dishonest because they want to sell their vehicle, you know, and because basically like, so what's actually what it really is about women involved in men's spaces, what were male spaces. So in the past, buying vehicles and everything was the domain of the male. The husband would sort that out, and the woman would look after the home. So now women are involved with that type of activity because they've been put on the jobs market and everything, and they have income and they don't even need men. So then they'll go and buy vehicles and stuff. So in this case, this woman went out with, you know, the motor trade, or say licensed dealers, and for them to, I think she bought it privately, although she didn't actually say. It was all a bit vague. It sounds like the guy she bought it from was a bit of a dealer, maybe. But that was vague as well, so you don't really know for sure whether he was or whether he wasn't. So she went on there defaming him. So that's what women do as well because they're physically not up to fighting, generally, is what men are. She went on Facebook to attack this guy's character, mainly her. So you're reading that and going, what was it about? I think she was wanting... I'm not actually sure. You know, I mean, was she wanting money back? Refund? Revenge? You know, I'm not actually sure. Reading it, what's this woman wanting? But she did mention 50% of the money. So to me, there's a lot of stuff like that. And so maybe, because I have a YouTube channel, and sometimes I get negative comments and I think, well, that's better than nothing. You know, at least it's activity. So maybe the people that are running that page see it like that. But me, I would have deleted that post because it was manipulative. It was going to cause trouble. And it seemed to be doing that. So I got that. I spent a lot of time. It was my mistake really for getting obsessed with that. And then I went and thought, wait, what are you doing? So what I did is I went and deleted all my comments, blocked that woman, blocked all the people that were arguing with me. So that was emasculated men sticking up for this woman. So John Peterson did a video about that, about so like the psychopathy behind feminism, and you know, the reputation destruction that they do. Whereas what I seen was somebody who went and bought, you know, a 30-year-old Volkswagen and didn't have the resources to repair it, which is fundamentally a basic, obvious thing that any responsible adult would do before they embarked on such a project. And it was called a project. So I left it. I don't know what went on, because you can't feed off things like that. You become part of a narcissistic spiral, you know. So it's not healthy, you know. It really isn't healthy to do that. Push bike. Didn't even say thanks or fuck all. Huh? Wearing a mask as well. Fucking weirdo. Why would you wear a mask when you're cycling a bike? Oh, it's keep flies or something out your teeth, I don't know. Is that what it's for? Fucking weird, isn't it? Huh? Right, so choices here. Do I turn left? My plan was to... I think it might be that I can't get under the Thunder Bridge. It's been raining so much. I don't even know if this gimbal's going to last. It seems to be working alright now. But it's got a blue light on. So I don't know what I've done to it. I think my whole sort of instincts are to go charge the freaking thing up. So I got over that one, and then so the next one's Craig Houston's at it again. So the XX and XY chromosomes. So I went on there by mistake. It's because it came up in my feed. Oh, look at the water's quite high. Aye, right. I don't think I'll get under the Thunder Bridge. I mean, so there's so many thick people on that. Now what they're saying is that Iman Khalif, her name has got man in it, and didn't she realise? But I mean, how dumb is that? I mean, my name's got Ferguson in it. Son, it's got Macbeth. MC, that means son of. So how many women are called Ferguson? How many women are called Henderson, Patterson? Oh, you name it. Scottish, well, British, Scottish names. It's generally follows a patriarchal line. I think. Is that how you explain it? So how many women have men in their names? And the actual term woman has man in it. You know, it's and that's where that leads you towards understanding humanity. But no, they're all pretty thick, aren't they? So they're going on this war, a culture war, and the likes of that Craig Houston is just, he's getting views out of it, he's getting paid for it. I liked him because I was against the SNP and the general politicians, and he seems to be moving into the sort of XY, XX chromosome side of things. I think he is an example of probably an emasculated man in that. So Jordan Peterson also talks about this. How these men will creep in with women, really, essentially so they can get a shag, is what they're doing it for. That's what it's for. It's, when you boil it all down and just remove all the flim-flam. But the reality is that XXXY chromosomes, well, that's eugenics, and human beings have already started. Alexis with a loud exhaust. Lord. Wow. And it sort of stumbled there. We're already messing about with chromosomes. It's called eugenics. And I think these things are happening, and I don't want to, when I say these things, these people start getting really angry with me, but I'm not promoting it, I'm just stating facts that that's what's happening. And if you look at the boxing thing, what happened with Iman Khalif, and you also look at what happened in 1936 when Hitler walked out of the Olympics, because a black man went fucking flying past the German competitor, a Nazi competitor, so German, at the time. Stalkers. You know, so you could actually say that the black man, who comes obviously from Africa, where it's a different environment from white people, you know, in Europe, where I come from is Scotland, Britain, Great Britain, British Isles, Western Northern Europe, probably a bit of Scandinavian as well, a bit Irish, British Isles, fair skin, not particularly tall, low, you know, we're in Scotland we're average males would be 5 foot, I don't know, 8 or something, and females would be 5'4". The taller, Africans are taller, the better at running. So they have an unfair advantage in sport, in running. They're just better at running, right? So that's the, when you start going on about DNA and getting OCD about it all. So this is a trans story that isn't a trans story. So that Craig Houston's jumped all over that. I don't think he's, I just don't think he's all that. At the end of the day, he's doing it for, he's getting paid for it. So I think, likes of him, and if you put your eggs in one basket, and I imagine he's probably quite well off, he's retired or something. I think probably worked for the government or something. Who knows? But I think if you, so he's making a bit of money when he's older. I think he'll have to pay back what he's doing, in that, you know, like, no good deed goes unpunished. You're working for an American corporation, and you're making money out of it, and I'm not wanting to do that because I don't trust them, and I would sort of laugh, really, in a way, when it all goes pear-shaped for some. But if you look at A Walk on the Wild Side, there's this guy, I forget his name, but he's in Blackpool, and he got one of his videos taken off, and it was because he interviewed people at a gathering, and it was kind of like probably people, conspiracy, they would call them conspiracy theorists. They're not really, they're just people that are thinking and exploring different topics. So he got one of his videos removed, and he got a strike against him, and it was quite weird because that guy, was it Walk on the Wild Side or something? I actually can't remember. Driver Training. I can't actually remember what his channel's called. He's in Blackpool, or Lancashire he lives, and he's really inoffensive guy. You listen to him, and of all people, he's got really quite a decent following. I think a decent guy. He's not really that opinionated. He's sort of level-headed type, a reasonable, decent guy. Well, he got a strike for community standards, and basically it was because he interviewed. Are we going to pick that pallet up? Let's have a look at it. What do you need to look at it for? You know what a pallet looks like? Might do. Just drop by and pick it up. Yeah. Right. Duncan Hill Limited. There's an electric van. What a waste of time that is. Sitting there, freezing to death in the winter, because your range goes out of fuck. So I mean, probably the reason why I'm not getting persecuted by YouTube is because my following is pretty insignificant, probably. British gypsum. I think that's probably why. So in other words, people aren't really, there's not enough people seeing it to complain about it, and I'm not monetised, so I'm not dancing with the devil so much as what they are. And so Craig Houston is dancing with the devil in his type, and you know, I think they'll reap what they sow. It's been quite unfair, I think, really, with the whole female sport, male sport thing. Quite a weak attitude, but quite a commonly held belief as well. So it's, what he's doing is fairly common. It's not uncommon. Right, well, one of these days I was going to go up there, but today we'll go down and hopefully we'll get down down this way, but we might not be able to do the walk that I'm wanting to do because the river, the Bannockburn, will be overflowed. So, okay, so what you're going to do then? We'll just say come back. Back up. And pretty much, probably head over that way. Probably what we'll do. But, so, the support he's got is like huge. So really it's a kind of, what is it? So I'm not an ideologue, so I'm not promoting LGBT ideology, far from it, because I don't like it and I don't agree with it. It would be nice if some of them lot actually had a reasonable conversation with me about it, instead of, they usually come on, if they do come on, it's usually just, you're not going to get anywhere, they've already closed their minds to it and they're just coming on to have a go. You know, that's all they just normally do. There was one came on the other day and was just, I tried to kind of have an intelligent debate with this. Right, so one of the things that I actually said to her, and she doesn't understand what it's, I think it's a she. I'm not sure if she's a she or a he. I think she's a she, but her last name's Campbell. And this is, by the way, this is reparations are in order. Oh, what are you talking about? I says, look, reparations. So she was back on again, so I says, reparations. And she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So freaking dim. So that's it. They're experts in their field, but they don't know anything. Don't know anything about what I'm talking about. And of course, what I'm talking about, well, I'm not even going to say what I'm talking about. It sounds a bit ludicrous, but it's every bit as valid as anybody else asking for reparations. That is, the McDonald's need reparations for what happened to them. You know, so who do they go to? Do they go to the English or the Campbells? You know, it's not difficult to work out. If you've got half a brain, but there you go, they're all pretty dim, aren't they? So it's like, the whole thing, so you can spend a lot of time on social media, wasting your time. I'm not really sure what I'm going to expect here, to be honest with you. It's definitely going to be over, I think it's going to be flooded. Might be able to walk through it. Oh shit. Bastard, that's that plan out the window. Oh bollocks. It's way too deep. Yeah. Nah, I don't know if I could get up to the edge. Nah, it's too deep, isn't it? Is it? Yeah. It's got to be too deep. Right. Right, then. Okay. There's been times I've went like along the edge. Yeah. I don't know why I'm even standing here contemplating this. You'd have to have wellies on. And even then it's probably not safe anyway. You could land up. See, what I was wanting to do was go through there and walk away up that way and go round, like, back over the line. Thug life. Right, so that's not going to happen. Let's just get, you're going to have to get that out of your head. That's not happening. So, plan B. Plan B, plan B, plan B. Oh! No, this just goes into the... This just goes into the scheme. Pretty sure. I think I'm just going to have to head home. So, sorry about that. And what he was going on about, Craig Houston, sorry, I better elaborate, was about an Australian trans woman who wanted to go on a women-only dating app. So the dating app used facial. They were using facial recognition to keep males out of the app. So that's how they she was on the app, she joined it, a dating app, and then was removed, you know, with the facial recognition. So my face, I'm not sure the science behind that, but it's probably your bone structure, male, female, you know. So the weird thing is I actually look like my mother, and and my sister looks like my father, but that's just sort of like, well, you need to understand genetics, eugenics, and DNA and all that sort of thing, how your genes get spread, and I'm not at all really able to explain any of that, but I probably have a bit more knowledge than some of these dumplings who don't seem to have any and just jump on it. So what we'll do is we'll go back to where we started. I think that might be, so this is a circular video. Yeah, so it's Targe Wind. Who knows what we could see? Who knows? Who knows? Then we'll go home and get some breakfast. I suppose this is just kind of what we're looking for, really. Just get a bit of exercise, chat about stuff, get things off my chest. So yeah, so this woman, trans woman, there was a court case, but like, so I had this problem when I was doing the care job. There was a lot of them didn't want me. A lot of women. It was the women. It wasn't the men. Not really. They didn't want me caring for them. So the company didn't really care. They basically were well, they're short-staffed, and you know, they were short-staffed. Adam of Stirling Movers Man Van clearance work. Give Adam a ring. Right? They were short-staffed. If you need any clearance work done, don't give them a ring if you don't need any clearance work done. So they weren't giving flying shite. So I had to put up a whole load of abuse, because, and that basically in the care job, it is better if you don't give a flying shit. You'll find that it works better. Yeah, a bit of a traffic jam there. So it is better if you don't give a flying shit. It's the best way to be a carer, right? Brian Flanagan. Right, I liked him. When I emailed him about something, he was the only one that really gave me any intelligent answer. The other two were just flubbery. That was that Chris Kane and the SNP guy coming, but his name was, but it was fucking useless, as you'd expect. They're just in it for the money. But I would say Brian Flanagan was the only one that remotely supported what I was actually saying, and in the end I didn't pursue the matter. I just took it into my own hands and sorted it out myself, which is sometimes what you've got to do in life. So I'm not saying what that was, but so oh, looking what the fuck are you looking at? Why would you? I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to go on a date, and well, I think this trans woman maybe did it deliberately. You know, why should I be excluded? Well, she was. I personally, my point of fact I'm trying to make here is, I wouldn't go on anything like that as me as an individual. So you don't really want to go force yourself somewhere where the people in it don't want you. But at the same time, that's discrimination. So I'm not sure the ins and outs of it, but I believe that this woman, her last name's Tickle. It's a weird name, isn't it? But that's her name, right? It's not for me to decide. I think she, weirdly, or somehow or another, won her case. Good numpties going too slow. DHL getting held up. So what happened was, I think she won her case. Right, you know what? I need to look into that. I don't actually know for sure. This is Pike Road, by the way. We are walking down Pike Road, and so all the haters are on it. It's a kind of like, it's a battleground. I mean, the reality is that trans women are not really going into female. There's no such thing as female in spaces for start. And they talk about rights. And there's a guy pointed out that they're talking about women's rights are human rights. And so it's an all-encompassing umbrella. So people shouldn't be excluded within that. So to claim somehow that, say for example, that you would claim that I was some kind of rapist or something, and that's why I would join that app, you know, that group or something, or go somewhere. I mean, obviously, if I was to join like a lesbian group or something, they would make my life hell. I know a trans woman that did that. Her name was Joanna, and she'll end up getting arrested. They're nasty bastards, right? Why would you want to put yourself through that? You know, but it's all nutty behaviour, I suppose. Bohun Court. So, is that some kind of culture war? Is that what it is? A war between males and females? Is it really worth it? I don't know, but well, I've never been down there. There's a wall, so that will say Wallace View, Wallace Park. It's over both sides. Wow. So that would imply, if that's where they are, is that where? It's a bit of a strange place. Does that mean this isn't Wallace Park here? This bit here? It's strange, isn't it? Ah, it is. We're getting new windows, is it? Is it some looks like glass paint units. So what I do with myself is I just live my life and try and avoid that sort of shit. Could walk up there, but I think my feet are going to get really wet, aren't they? Nah, I had this thought that we'll maybe cross over, see if we can get any trains. Probably was what we'll do. Get over this way, right? Over here. Ew. I mean, I think really what I need to formulate why I'm going on about this stuff. But the world is changing. Science has changed. Everything's evolved, and I think people like that, Craig. I think they just want to go back, and I don't think they can. They want to go back to before you could change your gender, before you could go through gender reassignment, before. So there's a good and the bad with that, and what it means is, like, J.K. Rowling complains bitterly, but she doesn't want to go back to the way it was, does she? When women weren't allowed to own anything. You know, so there's been changes and advancements. Things have moved on. And I think what likes of them, that Craig Houston and people like him, and all his supporters, all the women and the men that support him in that argument, they're wanting to try and go backwards, and undo what's happened. And when I'm arguing, I'm not actually in support of these things. It's not really anything to do with me. It all sort of happened, you know, and I'm just sort of like stating it as I see it, as it seems to be, you know, how things have changed. And I'm not particularly saying, oh, this is wonderful now, you know, I'm not taking that position on it. Oh, okay, now it's wet. Just get up to this path bit here. Oh, there's a train we're missing. So I think they're wanting us to have some kind of reset where we can go backwards. Now, so they want me to go backwards, but they don't want women to go backwards. They want women to keep the wealth that they've got, the car. That's how when I see women with these new cars and everything, and they're so entitled, aren't they? It's like white women, Western women. They're so entitled. I don't know, why am I going down here? Why? Look, you don't have time to go down here. It's because you wanted to see a train, didn't you? Oh, fucking ding dong. They're so entitled and wealthy, but they moan and grump and moan and complain about my wealth. I'm not supposed to have any, and they want to have it all for themselves. That's really what it's all about. It's greed, pure greed. So what we have got, you know, so to fight back. See, the globalists control YouTube. The platforms that these people use to spread their hateful behaviour are owned by globalists. You know, and look at all the money in the world doesn't help you. You'll end up drowned somewhere, like what happened to the bloke with the yacht. You know, that's a fact. So J.K. Rowling really be better if she'd try and be a nicer person, I think, and try and do a bit of research instead of being so, well, it's inbuilt into you, isn't it? I mean, even the hypocrisy with that woman's quite incredible, because that's why she's called J.K. Rowling. It's because she's an author. And what they did tests on this before, it's how women spread misogyny. So the women wouldn't buy the book, for example, because it had a female name on it, but they'll buy it if it's got a male name. That's why she's J.K. Rowling. J.K. So it's a patriarchal name, if you like. I don't know what Rowling means. It's English name. She slagged off her ex-husband. She said he abused her. So I would bet you a pound to a penny that she abused him, because that's what women do. Really, it should be better not saying nothing about that, because it's suspicious when you're going on about it, especially when it's over, you know, and you've moved on, you become a billionaire, you know. Definitely a bitter woman, bitter, angry woman. Not a pleasant individual. So, like this, people sort of praising her. I believe they're wrong. I believe it's not appropriate. And I think I'll be proved right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to walk right around here and then back, and hopefully we'll get a train. Hopefully. So you're not protecting women's rights, you're not doing anything for anyone apart from being bitter and twisted and causing trouble. And that's what you're doing. So they go on about, that people say they're causing us to argue about things that don't matter. Well, who's that then? Is it J.K. Rowling that's causing that? Yes, it is. She needs to shut her trap and do something positive. I don't know why the fuck people bought her books. I'm certainly not interested in them anyway. Probably because it's fiction. Probably, and I don't really do fiction. No, I don't. Right, so what I'm going to do is walk. Can't believe it. No fucking trains. Lexus. That's funny. The thing was taking a bit of a sulk, but it seems to have worked perfectly. The machine. Seems to have worked alright. I think this video's getting a bit long, really. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go way over there, way over that way, and come back out here. Maybe that's why I've come up here. It's just not fucking worked to plan. No, it hasn't. So I think it's making me evaluate whether I want to become part of the YouTube money spinner. I think no. I think the only way you should do it is if you're big, you know, Mr. Ballin, you know. But somebody like me is only going to make 10 grand or 15 grand or something. Craig Houston will be making, what, 15, 20 grand a year. You know, he's got to pay tax and everything on it, and all the rest of it. Probably affect, I don't know how it'll affect other stuff that he's doing. You'd think if you get his fucking house fixed up, sitting there with that dado rail. It's like, that sums him up actually, the dado rail. Who the fuck's got a dado rail? Nobody. Now, really lucked out here. See all the rain. Oh. So when I did a video Sunday, there was some pictures I took. That was of South Alloa, and I really liked one of them, and I wanted to do some art with it. And it was a scene of a wheat field where I dig with a shovel and a bit of a building site, and a car going past, and we've got no trains. Oh, fucking hell. None. Bastards. Trains. I can't wait, because the video's going to drag on too much. I don't even know why I bother doing these videos. Rabbiting on about stuff. Occasionally I get some positive comments, but not often. Not freaking often. It doesn't happen all that often. And well, right. So it's just, how the hell? Oh Jesus, wind's getting worse. The wind is getting worse. Let's go home and get some breakfast. You know, I haven't picked any cones up or anything. I haven't picked anything up. Not a single thing. So I need to get back to where we started, and that is that like maybe that is a kind of OCD type thing. Yeah, I've known people that do that. I hope that's not going to become an obsession with me, that I have to do that. I just think it's quite a cool way to do the video, because you've got starts at point A and finishes at point A, or at least, well, why is that relevant? I don't know. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be like that. Could be, but it isn't. So one of the things that I was wanting to do was get the wood cut up, get a chainsaw going. I'm not going to do that today. Not happening today. It's not happening today. No. Oh, my laces have undone. These fucking Dr. Martens. I can't quite get used to them because I've had to stop wearing my other boots. So I think a lot of stuff I've been talking about is it's just it's a war for peasants, pathetic peasants to fight, to see who gets what. So what happens, women gave up a lot of their rights when they engaged in feminism. That's what happened. And I think this is a sort of drawback, trying to claw it back. I would advise people not to engage in that. I just think it's unfair. So you're not being realistic about what you've got, you know. So why would, you know, all you've got to do is look at Facebook and look at the names on there. There's women there with, and why have you got these middle names, you know? So it'd be something like Kirsty Patterson Wilson or something. And the reason that they do that, and often there's a new trend for them. The new trend is that they take their man's name, and they keep hold of their name, and it'll be in the middle. So if it was Kirsty Wilson Patterson, so that's her hanging on to the Wilson's money. That'll be her dad. And Patterson will be her husband. There's a train just went. Right, so we missed the train. I just heard it, we just missed it. So that's why they do that. Probably. You can give me the answers in the comments, maybe I'm wrong. Why do they do it? And there's a trend that they don't want to take on their husband's name either. Or they keep their own name or whatever it might be. It used to be doctors. My cousin's a doctor. So she's got her name. Her dad's name is Patterson. I heard a noise there. A beep. Is it coming for this machine? I really don't know why it's got a blue light on there. I'm not sure. If the battery is going flat, it's done really well. So the names are, but in Western culture they're patriarchal, as far as I can tell. I mean, Fergus means warrior, you know. It's all about procreation, and Macbeth, something similar, Gaelic, sort of about the son of life or something. It's about patriarchal. Fucking hell, the wind's getting me now. That's what it is, and that's what it's for. Right, let's go home and get some breakfast. Where did we start this? Well, I know, it was up by the shop. But I'm really struggling with this wind now, because it's more trains. Right, so I mean, I would end the video now, but I decided I was going to do full circle. The reason is, basically what you're doing is looking at a brolly. So I mean, I can't really explain everything. I'm just kind of, I know when something's wrong and when something's right, and I don't think it's right what they're doing. And I don't think it's going to work for them. It's not going to work for them. We're not going to go back. That's not going to happen. And if it does go back, they've got to recognise, say like, I lose everything. That's my situation. How can they conceptualise that I would lose everything? All my rights and everything, and they get to keep theirs. How could that, sorry, how could that be that they would, so they want other people to lose their rights and they want to keep theirs. So yeah, it could go back and everybody's going to lose their rights, or it might just keep going forwards. And the way, like, this is the way I see it, and this is what's happening, and what is happening, and what's going to happen. The poor are losing. Those at the bottom of the structure. What do you mean? Well, the roads have got potholes. You know, the food is crap. They're not allowed to burn wood. That's what I mean. Their basic human rights are getting taken off them. So that's what's happening, and that's the way it's going. That's how it's going. Meanwhile, all the middle class numpties, middle class privileged women are mumping about men going in and changing room, which is not really happening. And if it is, there's more chance of getting run over by a train than anything going wrong. So that's really what it is. Poor are getting, they're getting the basic human rights are getting taken from them. That's what's happening. There's no doubt about that, because the money is going to the rich. Where does it come from? Well, it's getting taken off. That's a bit better here. It's getting taken off you and me and given to J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. Cheered on by Craig and his numpty pals. Yeah, so that's what's going down. I can't believe I came all the way down here and I never picked up any wood. Not a single bit of wood. There must be a bit of wood you can pick up, just to say you're taking one home as a souvenir. So we've made it a full circle. That's where we got to. So thanks for watching. It's not really full circle, but it's kind of close. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.